Hello everybody, this is Ronald with Win911 and thank you for joining us for our next installation of our how-to instructional video series. This is video number 13 and today we're going to cover setting up mobile 911. Alright, the first thing I want to point out is you're probably going to need to get IT involved. We're going to need some ports forwarded and opened up in your firewall and router, so please let them know ahead of time, that way there won't be any hiccups when you're getting this installed and set up. All right, I'm going to move my PowerPoint so you can follow along with me on my computer here. Let's make this a little bigger. The first step is to download and install Mobile 911 on hopefully the computer where you also have Win911 at. This guide is going to cover most standard installs. If you're doing something that's non-standard, such as installing Mobile 911 on one computer and the Win911 configurator on a different computer, please consult the setup guide. I'll show you where that's at when we get to the downloads. So when you want to download, you go to Downloads Manuals. You can fill this out. That will take you to this page behind here. And we're going to scroll all the way down to get to Mobile 911. And the setup guide is right here. Again, this is going to cover most standard installs. Anything non-standard, feel free to consult the guide. And then the download link is right here. Mine's on my desktop, so we're going to go ahead and proceed with the installation, which shouldn't take too long at all. All right, so we'll click Next. We accept the agreement. Hopefully you read through that. You can put your info in there, and we want to just leave it at complete. And then we're going to install it, and this doesn't take too long at all. Okay, so now that's done. We're going to go on to step 2. We are going to breeze through this, which is to open the Mobile 911 Settings Manager, and let's make this a little bit bigger here. Set the bridge port to 59109. So let's go ahead and open that. Should be under Mobile 911. Oh, there we go. And our Settings Manager. And we're going to go to the bridge, change this to 109, and we're going to save and then restart Mobile 911. All right, perfect. Our next step is now to get those ports opened and forwarded to the machine that Mobile 911 is installed on. So I'm doing this from my home right now, and I've got Google Fiber. This is going to be a little bit different than on a corporate network, an industrial network. But again, your IT folks know how to do this, but I'll show you on mine. You can see that I have my ports forwarded, 59112 on this protocol to my specific IP. That way, when we're sending an incoming request, it knows where to route that information, which is to our mobile server, which is listening for that. If you need help on getting your ports forwarded, there's a couple websites that will come in handy, such as portforward.com. Again, we recommend contacting your IT folks, but for those DIYers out there, here's some helpful information for you. Okay, so we've got our ports forwarded correctly. Now we're going to download the mobile app on our smartphone here. So pardon me, I'm going to show you my smartphone screen, and we're going to go through that. I'm going to move this over here and then show you my screen. Okay, so we're going to go to our App Store. And we're going to search for mobile, can't spell today, Mobile 911. Should be the first thing that pops up. We're going to download this. Shouldn't take too long at all. We're going to open this. Okay, a couple pop-ups here. We want to allow notifications. That way we'll see badge alerts and pop-ups when there are alarm events that come through. So click Allow. And it's going to ask us to set up the device, which we do want to do. So we're going to put in our public-facing IP for the computer where, or for the network where this is installed, which in my case is here. And then we're going to send the port we should be speaking over. We're going to click Done. And then if we did this correctly on the port opening and forwarding side, it should connect us to the Mobile 911 server. We can hit Test Connection. Okay, successful connection there. Good, so we're going to go ahead and save this here. and we're connected to a primary server. So what's telling us here is that we've got to register the device and get it in on the configurator. The configurator needs to know which device it's sending information to. It does that by having your device send it a unique ID. That way, again, it knows where to send the information to. So I'll show you how to do that while we're here. We're going to hit close right here. And you see at the very bottom, it says there's a mobile 911 code, and you can send the code. We're going to go ahead and email that to the administrator, which is, in my case, me. That way it gives them an easy way to copy and paste that without having to dictate over the phone or whatnot that code to them. So we're going to click OK, and we're going to send this to myself here. There we go. And then we're going to click Send. OK, perfect. It takes you back to the app, and we're going to hit Done. Pardon me. And while I'm here, this can connect to a secondary server as well. So if you want to have different locations that share one mobile 911 server, you can definitely do that. But for this, we're just going to click Done and move on here. Okay, so let me back out of here. And we're going to come back to this in just a second here. There we go. Okay, make this a bit bigger so we can see this. Where are we? We are on step 4 now. So we've downloaded it to our smartphone, we've connected to the server, and now we're going to send the device ID from the mobile app, which we did, and then we're going to paste that in the configurator. So let me pull up my email here. You'll see the code. We're just going to copy and paste this code right here. And we go to the configurator. Pull this to the side so you can see it here. We're going to go to Contact. We're going to go to Mobile 911. We're going to get our gateway set up. If this was installed on the same machine where the configurator is installed, just have the host be localhost. Otherwise, again, please consult the setup guide. That'll take you through other non-standard situations. And the port information, you can leave that the same. It should be correct with what's in there, and we'll test it out. It's successful, so it sees it, which is what we want. So we're going to X out of that, and then we're going to set up our connections here. So I'm actually going to make this bigger for you. We're going to give the connection a name, in my case, my own name. I'll put Ronald's iPhone. There we go. We're going to paste our device ID in there. Our schedule, I want to be able to be notified all the time, so we're going to leave that at always. We're going to add a role so we can test this out in just a second. Call it Station 1 Operators. Perfect. A couple things I'll walk you through here. You have some flexibility here on what you want to look like. There's some formatting options there. And then for the reports, same thing. So we're going to just keep it, we'll give it verbose here. There we go. Acknowledgement options. So we can allow or not allow. We're going to allow this, and we're going to make up a password. And then we'll come back to how to use that with the app in just a second. We're going to save that. And then we're going to make sure they can request all alarms. Perfect. So now we are good to go on that side. So while I'm here, I'm going to walk you through a couple things on the app itself. Let me go back to sharing my screen with you. Okay, so let me pull up Mobile 911 here. Okay, so the first tab here, you can see it's in blue. Right there is the alarms. Any alarms that are active will show up there. You can also request alarms from this button. Some options there on which ones you're requesting. Any reports that you are looking for can be done through here. So you can request reports. There's a little plus sign that's right here. You can see. I'm going to go ahead and click on that and show you how to do that. These are the reports that need to be pre-configured in our reporting section here. So I'm going to pull this up so you can see them side by side. So the name on this side doesn't matter. You can put the exact name of the report, which in this case is tank level, or you can put anything else you'd like so you remember it. I'm just going to put test report. What you need to know, though, is the report number. That's how the system knows what information to give you. In our case, that number is 1, which you can see right here. So we're going to pop that in here. And if you know the items you want to include, you can put the item numbers you want to include, but I'm just going to put include all items right there. We're going to click save, and then again, it keeps our name there. So we're going to click on that, test report, and then you'll see 3 items pop up, which match the 3 items we pre-configured in the reporting section here. And then you can click on any of them to see the information contained within the report there. So that was item number 2. I'll show you item number 1, and you get the idea there. That's how the reporting feature works. And reports can be pushed out as part of an advanced tactic, or they can be requested. And click on health there. that shows you the status of your connection there, which in our case is good for our primary and secondary, but I don't have a secondary set up there. Then from your settings here, again, you can adjust the primary and secondary, change your max number of alarms. You can make sure that you, you can have yourself confirm acknowledgement, which I don't personally like, so I'm going to turn that off. And you can also save your ACT code in here, which comes in handy. That way you don't have to type it in every single time. I like this personally, but you don't have to use this if you don't. We're going to click Done. I'm going to click Save. That way my ACT code is saved in there. You can confirm delete. I'm going to turn that off. And you can have it set to delete things that are unacknowledged. I'm going to leave that as it is there. Then you can change the default sound if you'd like to. And then you can choose to receive in-app notifications. And if you need to send your device code again to a different administrator to get this registered with a different system, you can do that right there. I'm going to delete that and go back here. And then you can change the language. We support a couple of languages there. And then some information there on the version of Mobile 911 that you're on. And then if you need help, there's a little help button there, and that will take you to some different sections here. I'm not going to go through these, but again, you can read through those and learn how to, some additional information if you need it. All right, so now we've got this connected here. Let me switch back to my screen. So I already had a tactic set up just to demonstrate this, but I'll show this to you. What I'm going to do, this is an advanced tactic, is we're going to set off a Station 1 alarm, which should now notify all Station 1 operators, which in my case, I have that label applied to my Mobile 911 connection. And you can see, sorry, I meant roles earlier, that roles applied to my Mobile 911 connection, but you can see the roles applied there. So we're going to set this off. I'm going to show you my screen here on one side. And then I'm also going to show you the log viewer, because you're going to see the alarm pop up in the log viewer here, as well as its acknowledgement status. So we can kind of work through all this together. So we're going to set this to 1 so it goes off. And if you keep an eye on my screen on the right there, you'll see that should pop up. So it pops up here in our log viewer, and then it also pops up there on my cell phone. And then from the log viewer itself, you can also see that it is active and unacknowledged there. So we're going to open the app here, and then I'm going to acknowledge this. And so we're going to click on that, and then you see the alarm is in there. Click on the alarm itself, and you'll see it is not acknowledged and it is active, as well as all the details here. So from here, we're going to go and acknowledge it by clicking on the ACT button right there. So we acknowledge that, takes a second there, and you'll see it says yes. And you'll also notice that it was accepted from our end. That state now shows active and acknowledged. And then so I'm going to go back a screen here, and then we're going to take this out of active state. I'll show you how both of those change. I'm going to set that back to 0. And you'll notice right there that it has a little green check mark, meaning it's now active or inactive and acknowledged, and it disappeared from our log viewer, which only shows the active things on the live side. On the historical side, you can see that it is now inactive and acknowledged. And so from the app itself, once we have that once we have it as showing inactive and acknowledged, we can remove that if you'd like. So you can click on that and you can go to delete, and that will remove it. Or you can click the little delete all button, which is right here. So that's about it. If y'all have any questions, here's a couple things that can help you out. Our setup guide is available online at this link here. You can check your port forwarding status right here on how to do that, and then you can also check to see if a port is open at this website here. And again, any questions, concerns, feedback, we are here to help. Shoot us an email, give us a call, and we'll walk you through everything. Thanks for joining us, and have a good day.